Oh, something different.
Matthew chapter 18, verses 1 to 3. At that time, the disciples came to Jesus, saying, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" And calling to him a child, he put him in the midst of them and said, "Truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." So the disciples were having their perennial problem, their great concern. Who will be greatest? Who will be next in line? Who is going to be in charge? Who is going to rule over the others? Yes, the sort of question that very often gets asked in certain quarters and sometimes in our minds. But Jesus took a little child, put him in the midst, and says, unless you turn and become like this little child, unless you be converted and become like this little child, you will not even enter the kingdom, much more to be the greatest. And that must have blown the minds of the disciples. Because in that time, in that society, a child was like property. A child had no say. It reminds me of the days when I was growing up, when it was considered normal to say children should be seen and not heard. In that society, a child was totally dependent on those around them and had no say in whatever happened in their life. A child had no authority. A child had no means of providing for him or herself. A child couldn't make decisions for him or herself. A child was totally dependent. Yet they are asking, who will be greatest in the kingdom? And the Lord is referring to a child? That doesn't make sense. That seems counterintuitive. Really? What are you saying, Lord? What? But the Lord was saying, in this kingdom, the kingdom of God, we must have the approach of a child as it concerns superiority. In this kingdom, there is no place for self-seeking ambition. There is no place for backstabbing and covetousness. There is no place for one-upmanship. There is no place for seeking power for the purpose of lording it over others, making yourself large whilst others are treated as small. In this kingdom, it's all about love and unity and service. It's about brotherhood. It's about standing together and understanding that we are not our own, but we belong to Jesus. It is about true, genuine dependence on and submission to God. That's what this kingdom is about. And until we have that sort of mentality that says, irrespective of your strengths or weaknesses, we can work together we can love each other. And we are not seeking to make ourselves Lord over the other. We're not being selfish and self-seeking. Then, and only then, can we qualify for this kingdom. Otherwise, we cannot even enter because there's no space for it. So, except you become like a little child. Have you ever noticed that we little children, they don't get caught up in our biases? Have you ever noticed they play with each other and they are not concerned about the color of the skin or what part of society, what stratum of society the other is from? They see none of that. They seek to enjoy each other. That's what this kingdom is about. Except you become as a little child, you shall in no wise enter the kingdom of God. God bless you. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And for more, join us at 9 a.m. on Sunday mornings at 10 Union Square, Crossroads. If you can't be there in person, join us virtually via Facebook Live.